This is a video going out to Chris H. He asks two very good questions. First one is, do additional muscles or do big muscles burn lots of calories? We've heard that question or rumor a lot. Second question is, do you have to do cardio for 20 minutes or more like we've all heard? Well, the first question, do bigger muscles burn more calories? The answer is yes and no. You take a guy who's 180 pounds, compare him to a guy who's 270 pounds, the 270 pound guy is going to burn more calories just by virtue of the fact that he's larger. He has a larger organism to keep alive. But now if we compare apples to apples, if we have a 180 pound guy, just a regular guy, and a 180 pound guy who's very muscular, do they burn the same amount of calories? Well, at rest, they do. Because muscles are sort of like a car at idle. If it's not moving, if it's not being used, it doesn't burn a lot of calories. Same thing with muscles. So if I'm sitting there having a cup of coffee and I'm the real muscular guy and the guy who's sitting there with me is same weight but is not very muscular, we're burning about the same amount of calories. But if we start utilizing our muscles, because mine are bigger, they're bigger engines, they require greater amount of calories and therefore they'll burn more calories. Now remember, the body is very efficient with its calorie usage. That's why losing weight is difficult if you don't know the right things to do and you don't do them consistently. We burn about 1 calorie a minute or about 60 calories an hour. If you were to walk a mile, it'd take you about 15 minutes and you'd burn about 70 calories, which is about 4.5 calories a minute instead of 1 calorie a minute. So you can see that the calorie utilization is not all that great because an hour worth of cardio, you cover 4 miles and only burn about 280 calories. When guys are working out, you have to understand that when a guy gets under a bench press and bench presses for 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds, or leg presses or squats or whatever he does, he is not utilizing a ton of calories. He's utilizing very few calories. Again, going back to the concept of we utilize 1 calorie a minute, you're exercising for 15 or 20 seconds anaerobically, not even aerobically. So you're not burning very few calories, if at all, because the main energy molecule when you are working out, when you're doing anaerobic activity like weight training, is creatine phosphate. It's already in the muscle. Okay, that's the energy molecule that you're using. So therefore, you're not burning many calories during a workout. So you have a guy who's very muscular and a guy who's just average. The guy who's very muscular burns about the same amount of calories as the guy who's average. But once the guy who's muscular starts working out and doing stuff, he'll burn a few more calories. But really, where calorie utilization comes in is not just when you're exercising or utilizing the muscles. You do burn a few more calories, but additional calorie utilization comes in as you repair those muscles. A great workout or a great week of working out burns additional calories, no doubt about it. Not as many as people think. You know, a big chest tricep workout where you might work out for 2 hours, so you normally burn 120 calories, you might double that to 240 or maybe 300 calories. Not much for hoisting all that weight around. But if you work out all week, chest, back, biceps, triceps, shoulders, and legs, there's additional calorie utilization coming from all that repair that is going on. Replacing glycogen that you've used, replacing and repairing muscle fibers and all those micro traumas that are occurring, getting rid of all the waste products that are accumulating in the muscles. So there's a lot of calorie utilization during recovery. So I hope that answers the question. I hope it clears up some of the myths. With regards to cardio, does it have to be at least 20 minutes long? No. See, I'm burning calories right now. I am aerobic right now. I'm just not burning a whole lot of calories. So the whole idea of exercising for 15 or 20 minutes or more is that after about 10 or 15 minutes, the body says, wow, this guy's going to be exercising for a while. We're really going to have to release some energy. So then the body taps into fat as an energy source, and then greater amounts of fat are released, and therefore greater amounts of energy is available and greater calorie utilization occurs. But when we think about cardiovascular activity, we can really think in terms of 2 cardiovascular activities. Now again, I'm splitting hairs here, but We can think in terms of cardiovascular activity that burns calories. You get on the treadmill, you walk for 20 or 30 minutes. You get outside and do an easy jog for a mile or two. Cardio that takes time, utilizes oxygen, you're not out of breath, and the primary energy source is fat. But Chris was asking about interval training. You get down to like 12 minutes, 10 minutes. Would that be good? It would be good because you would utilize some calories because, any exercise burns some calories. But interval training, intense cardio, sprinting, what that does is it improves your cardiovascular performance, raises it up another level. Even though you may not be aerobic when you're doing it, essentially when you're sprinting or doing interval training, you become anaerobic, like what occurs when you're lifting weights. But by becoming anaerobic when you're doing cardio, you end up raising your body's level of performance. You raise its cardiovascular or its aerobic capacity. So when you then do cardio again, it's easier. You can do it at a faster pace without getting out of breath, and therefore you can exercise harder without getting out of breath. You're still aerobic, you can burn more calories. And then the other great aspect about interval training is as it raises up your cardiovascular ability, it builds more fat-burning enzymes, therefore allowing you to eat greater amounts of food and have your body utilize not only the calories more efficiently, but the fat calories more efficiently. So again, cardio can be done in two ways. Long, easy cardio that burns calories, and cardio that's a little more intense that raises or improves your cardiovascular performance by stressing the cardiovascular system, forcing it to work harder, not unlike a muscle, therefore raising your level of performance. I hope that helps. Train hard, train safe.